As the East Coast continues facing COVID-19 outbreaks well after a year since the pandemic first began, an increasing number of eastern state residents are purchasing property in Western Australia to pack up and escape the COVID crisis. To discuss the increasing trend, I am joined by REIWA Deputy President Joe White. Joe, there's been an increasing number of East Coasters heading west. Can you talk to us about what you've seen and noticed in this sense?
Look, the local agents are telling us exactly that there has been a lot of interest from eastern states buyers. It's actually not just confined to Perth. We're finding that there's a lot of interest in the regions from these people as well.
Now, which areas are hotspots for new residents moving to WA?
Yeah, that's a very, very interesting one. You look at the places that are quickest selling, a lot of them are areas about 10 kilometres from town. Palmyra was in there, but so were some of the northern suburbs. And also some of the regions. So yeah, that's quite interesting. But what we're hearing anecdotally probably tells a better story, and that is that what $1 million can buy within 10 kilometres of the city centre in Western Australia is far, far greater than what you can anywhere else in the country. So it's value for money in that 10 kilometre radius. That's where we're seeing that these people are settling.
Talking about the time on market for new properties in WA, has this decreased as demand increases?
We have never seen properties sell as quickly as we are now. Basically, that tells a lot. If people need to buy or have to buy, then they do need to move quickly because that days on market is as low as we've seen it.
Do you think the market will keep growing?
Look, we're pretty positive about the next year, with the days on market being at basically a record low and the stock of listings at a low, and supply, there's always a lead up in the supply pipeline. We think it's going to stay pretty hot for another year or so. This COVID thing's looking like it's hanging around for a while. So, for instance, looking at the effect on, say, the resources industry, 40,000 people had to relocate to Perth. Well, that's 40,000 people that you've got to absorb into your current housing stock. So naturally, you're going to have a boom when you have an influx like that. But the way it is, and clearly this thing is not going to go away quickly, I can only see West Australia being a very, very attractive place.
A report out yesterday posted that housing prices are set to hit a median of $2.4 million by 2043. What are your thoughts on this?
Look, I can't see it. REIWA has done its own analysis on this, and looking at the last 20 years' data, we can see a figure of a median house price of $1 million by about 2033. The thing is, the markets will react to this increasing demand, and people will build more apartments, they'll develop more blocks, and a lot of people will head to the regions too where the basic source of wealth actually is, and they'll value add to those basic sources of wealth. So once the markets start to react to this and the housing supply comes online, I think that'll keep the median house price in check.
Well, thank you so much for your time today, Joe. We really appreciate your time and your insights into what East Coasters are looking for when they move from east to west to escape the COVID crisis.
It's an absolute pleasure. Thanks for having me.